I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa. Effort, I'm built for pondering, whoa, whoa. Effort, I'm built for pondering. I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa. Effort, I'm built for pondering, whoa, whoa. Effort, I'm built for pondering.
Good evening, and welcome to another broadcast of Between the Lines, presented to you by Livewire Sports. We are well into season 3 here. We're on to our third guest of the season. Moving on down the road, we are still in Women's History Month, also known as VI History Month, but we are honoring the women right here on Livewire Sports. So I hope you guys are tuned into our page. We have tons of things being posted about our great women of the Virgin Islands every single day for the month of March. We're on to the 28th day. Got 3 months to go, but we have a lot of special people that we have posted. So if you missed it, go back and check. We have 28 great people that we have honored so far this month. 3 more coming up until the end of March. And one of our honorees happens to be our guest tonight, Miss Deslyn Haywood. How you doing this evening?
Shaq, we're good.
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, man. I'm just happy to be here. It's an honor to be here. I appreciate y'all inviting me out to come out. Let's do this.
All right. So you sound like you got a lot to tell us here this evening. We're gonna get all of it. Now, first of all, we gotta start. You have your nickname on here already. I only got a first name. Where does nickname come from? What does it mean? What is it about?
Well, it all started in high school. To be honest, my teammates they won for giving people nickname, but it came from one of my teammates. I think it was Francesca Garcia. I was a little skinny, little pencil, little thing in high school. so
Right.
so we used to be out in the courtyard and stuff at Central High. And one day she just start, cracking jokes and stuff, talking about, man, you long just like a long gongolo. I was like, what? So I hated that name. I hated it with a passion. And us VI people don't like to say things with long names and all that other stuff. So
Right.
that thing went from long gongolo to langalo, to the point nowadays, like different variations of the name now. Like they have Langi. When my coach Bow started calling me one time, they got the Spanish version of it, Langalito or Langalita, that that Rashid used to call me, and then they got a short version of it, just low. And
Listen,
that came
VI
from
people,
Darim.
VI people that just make up anything anyhow.
Make
Like you say, they'll cut everything short, okay?
Shot.
Every single thing.
Shot. So that's how the name came, and it came in high school, really. So early part of high school, and ever since then, that's what I've been known as Lang. A lot of people don't really know my government name back home.
That's how you know you have a great nickname. When people forget your first name, that's you know you have a great nickname, one that really stands out, and you are that person.
Right.
Wow, that's a long time ago, high school until now, and it sticks with you. Have you had any other nicknames, or just those that are kind of around the same thing there?
No, just like I said, the different variations of Langalo, Langi, Langalita, Lo, or if they just calling me by my name, they'll shorten Deslyn to Des.
Right.
So
I like that nickname. That the story behind of it keeps it fresh all the time. It sounds like.
yeah, it was crazy because, like I said, I never really embraced the name throughout high school like that. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of grew on me. And then when I went to college, the thing is, when I introduced myself when I first went to college, I didn't even introduce myself as Deslyn Haywood. I said,
Uh-huh.
my name is Langalo.
Like that's when you know it's a good one. When you embrace it, that's when you know it's a really good one.
Right.
I like
My name is Langalo, and that's what you need to call me. Langalo. Look, you ain't worthy of calling me by my government name. You
that.
check?
Right. That's now a hidden secret. You are now known as that only. Now you said you went to high school. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in the Virgin Islands or outside of the Virgin Islands?
Yeah, I spent all of my life in the Virgin Islands. I was actually born in St. Vincent and the Grenadines,
Oh,
but when I was 2 years old, my mom took me and my sister, and we migrated to St. Croix. And then when I was about maybe 10 years old or so, she got naturalized, and it automatically made me and my sister US citizens. So I have spent all my life until, I got out of high school in the Virgin Islands. So the Virgin Islands, St. Croix Virgin Islands is my home that I know.
right.
Yeah. So I grew up in Grove Place in Mutual Homes. So yeah.
Now, do you go back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines often?
No, I only been there once.
Mm.
Since I left. I think I was about maybe 9 or 10. Only been there once, so it's kind of foreign to me now.
Right.
So yeah,
Now, growing up in St. Croix, what elementary school did you go to?
Eulalia Rivera Grove School.
So you sound really prideful saying that.
Eulalia
Really
Rivera.
prideful.
Yep.
Now, did your love for sports start in elementary school or was it before that?
No, I never grew up in sports, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, I sports didn't come along. Well, the interest in like actually playing basketball or whatever
Hmm.
didn't come until my junior high year. Now in elementary, yeah, they teach you they teach you different sport. They teach you so as little kids, you was already energetic, doing things, going outside,
Right.
running. I'm saying field. They are, but
Uh-huh.
as far as actually getting into it serious, now that didn't come until my 8th grade year at Woodson.
Wow.
Janice Woodson. Yeah. And really and truly in 7th grade, that's where the curiosity and the interest start coming because
Mhm.
um I was one of like the taller persons, in my class or wherever.
Right.
I was considered as tall, but I was skinny, long, like I said, like a little pencil walking around, just uncoordinated, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like I was very like insecure about my body or
Mhm.
whatever during that time. So it's like, what to do with this piece of, body or whatever. So in 7th grade, when they used to play when actually Arthur Richards used to come to the school because they used to play those games like during lunchtime because they were rival. Woodson and Arthur
Right.
were rivals. So
Right.
when they used to come lunchtime and play and stuff, man, they used to drop big crowds, like crazy crowds. And just watching the game, I was like, like, yo, I could probably do
Could
this.
do this.
Yeah. So 8th grade, I went to my gym teacher, Mr. George or whatever. And I was like, Mr. George, I think I want to play basketball. So Mr. George he was like ecstatic, like, yeah, for real. Like, so Mr. George, put me on the JV team. And since I was tall, my only job was to rebound the ball and pass it
Yep.
to the cat. That was my main job, rebounding and making sure I get a rebound. And
Coaches get excited to see tall players come to play
right,
basketball.
right. And then like in gym class, they would teach you how to lay up the ball, you know what I'm saying? So if I
Mhm.
get a rebound, put back, you know what I'm saying? Nothing
Right.
extra, nothing, out the norm. So that's how I actually got into basketball, like 8th grade year. Like I didn't know like none of my family members are like being in sports. Like it ain't until high school is when I found out my mother played netball. My mother was a shooter and in
Uh-huh.
netball team. Like she was really good. She was a really fun and I could tell that one time she came to the gym at Central, and she started shooting the ball, you know. I was like, wow, mommy, you got a little shot, man. Where you get that from? And that's when she told me she used to play netball. I said, for real?
Mhm.
I said, wow, I didn't even know that until that happened or whatever. So I was like, well, maybe, I had a little sport in me after all.
You
And
just
then,
didn't.
yeah, and then I started to do some, I talked to my uncle about it, and my mother passed, so God rest her soul. So just to put her out there. But I started to talk to my uncle about it, like, who in the family play any sport? So that's when he started talking about this person play this, that. But I never really grew up around, what I'm saying, people in
No,
St. Vincent or whatever. So I didn't know, like, cricket was like the major sport in St. Vincent or whatever. So they were into that soccer, and stuff. So I was like, okay. But since, growing up in St. Croix or whatever, I didn't know of any other family members that was into sports. So I was a late, late bloomer,
uh-huh.
really
Those,
late.
those create some of the best stories, and when you see it, sometimes you see those kids that make it to the NBA or professional baseball, and they say that they didn't start playing until 14 years old or 15 years old. It just surprises you how far or how talented they are, and what they
Right,
could have been like if they played prior to that. So those are some of the most
right.
beautiful stories sometimes.
Yeah, and thank God for Bo. Donald Bow.
Hmm.
Donald Bow signed me in 8th grade because I think he was coaching the JV team for Central. And Bo, and that's when during my 8th grade year, that's when um Complex had just built their school or whatever. And I think I may have been zoned for Complex. So at the time, I think we had a choice. So Bo approached me. He was like, "Oh, what school you going to?" And I was like, "I come into Central." he,
Recruiting at its
was,
finest.
he was like, "You better come to Central."
That is
Yo,
good recruiting right there.
right. Bo, so what school you going to? I said, "I come in Central." And Bo have really changed my game tremendously. And I've always said, like, to me, Bo is like the real Picasso because I come in with nothing. Nothing, nothing, like
Uh, just some
nothing.
help and a little putback.
And Bo had trained me. Now, mind you, like the tallest girl on the team. So, for a tall person, you thinking you about to play post or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, I played in the post, but Bo trained me as a guard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the shot I had, oh my God, it was terrible. Like I was shooting from my stomach when got me. A lot of them girls will shoot like
Uh-huh.
right on this. Bo changed that stomach shot to over my head in no time. In no time, I shooting like with the boys. In
Hmm.
no time. Yeah. So
Wow.
I attribute my training and my career and everything that I aspire to do. Bo has been that person in my life. He's been a great mentor to me. He still is. He's
Mhm.
still in my life. I always call him as my father and all other stuff because he has been there for me. And kudos to you, Bo. Giving you your flowers.
Definitely a legendary coach.
Right.
In the Virgin Islands for sure. So
Right.
yeah, give him his flowers. We don't give him flowers when they're alive, but he deserves them definitely. So definitely a big shout out to Coach Ball and all the girls and boys he have helped in the Virgin
Definitely.
Islands. Not only in St. Croix, I've seen him work with players in St. Thomas as well. So
Yeah.
he ain't only a St. Croix coach. He's a VI
Exactly. And
basketball
he,
coach.
he will help any and everybody. Any and
Definitely.
everybody, because that's he pride himself on that. He wants to see everybody excel. He wants to see everybody go far. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have the great uh career like he wanted to. So
Right.
this is his niche. No, what I'm saying, trying to help people. So yeah,
Big shout out to him.
big shout.
Now, did you play any other sports while you were in high school? Coming up.
Yeah, I actually play volleyball my 12th grade year.
Listen, you start basketball late, but volleyball you almost didn't start at all.
At all, Miss Hobson, Lucille Hobson, one of your honorees.
Uh-huh.
Miss Hobson went to bow. asked asked Bo if I could play. Bo didn't even he almost didn't give me up. He was like,
Listen,
no, you can't
you,
have this one.
you are prized position. The volleyball coach coming for you. The basketball coach struggling to say yes. You are
Right,
prized position. How did
right.
volleyball go for you in high
So
school?
Miss Hobson and her team, Miss Ashan, they really have done a number on me. And I won't say I was the best volleyball player, but and the thing about me, I pick up stuff fast because I
Right.
pride myself on being the best I could be. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Not to be like anybody else or ever. And I've never grown up saying, oh, I'm gonna be like this person or that person. Because I didn't have, that much influential, in my life. Like we ain't had TV, we had basic cable, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't see a lot of people that I could look up to like that.
Right.
So it's like for me it's like, okay, well, I have to be the best version of myself, and I'm my own biggest critic, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I always, I strive, go out to work hard, do the things they tell me to do, and master it basically. And that's what I did with volleyball. Like I picked that up like easy, you know what I'm saying? And that's coming from them teaching us different games in high school, teaching us, how to do this, how to. I even did some softball, like in not. I did it like in summer camp. But I'm not an outdoor person. I was like,
The sun.
yeah, come on here and do it. Yeah, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? We had like
It
summer camp
counts.
games and stuff. I've done that. So yes, I've picked up volleyball in high school, and it translated over to college, but not right away. Like it
Right.
took like 2 years, because I started out at one college and then I transferred to another. So once I transfer, I end up playing for the volleyball team. And the crazy thing about it, mind you, I was a blocker in high school because of my height.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I was a blocker. When I got to college to play, I became a setter, and a blocker. So, so I was
That's
blocking and setting up people for the
listen.
kill.
That's a drastic change
Right,
from 12th grade to
right.
college.
But that's because of the training they
Mm-hmm.
gave us. You understand me?
Right.
They train us well to translate to different position. Just like
Mm-hmm.
basketball, I was tall, and you would think, playing down in the post would be my ultimate position, but no. I guess ball saw the bigger picture, like, yo, you're gonna have guard skills because you're gonna be versatile when you get to college. And that's
Right.
what happened to me. I actually played the 1 through the 4 or 5 in college.
Honestly,
Yeah.
definitely both of them prepared you for what you
Right,
needed to do on the next level, and that's the key right there. Um, Sometimes I feel like we prepare our student athletes for what's here, but we gotta
right,
prepare them for the next level because
right.
when we reach to college and we see the size of the other players, that 6'4" center in high school for boys, that's a
It's
guard in
right,
college.
right, right,
So it's definitely important that we teach them all of those skills so that they can translate to that level or translate to that position when they reach to the next level. So very, very important. I'm glad that your coaches did that with you, that it helped you to
I'm
translate well.
glad. I didn't understand it then. Like, why doing
Right.
all this work? Why we gotta do all of this? Like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
You know,
But
the coaches feel all the the coaches get all the joy when you come back and tell them that what they taught you paid off. Because as a
right,
kid, it never makes sense. It
it
never
did
does.
never, never. I
So
didn't
when you look
understand why
back,
we were. I didn't even understand why we were going on the track to run. Like, we ain't no track runners. What? Why?
right. When you look back on it 5 years later, 10 years later, it's like, wow, this stuff that they did actually makes sense. You have to go back and tell them thanks for the things that they did with you when you were growing
Yeah.
up.
Speak,
Definitely.
speaking about track, I ran track in college.
Uh huh. Okay. We have a multi-sport. We have some track. We have volleyball, basketball. You do some summer softball. We didn't count softball
Yeah.
too.
This one
But
so much
that's four
about
sports there. I like it. All
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Now, getting back into your high school basketball career, what are some of the highlights or some of the greatest moments you had playing high school basketball here in the Virgin Islands?
Um one when Rashidi started the Sunstroke All Star, I was part of that um, when he started it in 99. So I was part of that first group. And so I played 2 years for the All Star. So the second year, because he used to alternate first year in St. Croix, second year in St. Thomas and stuff. And so, and that's really good that
Definitely.
Rashidi was able to do that and bring that to the Virgin Islands because that really helped a lot of us kind of like, you know, put something out there to get into college and all other stuff, you know, because
That's a
Rashidi,
big thing.
it was big. He, you know, he used to bring down Anwan, Tim Duncan. It was a whole weekend experience on the
Mhm.
beach, you know what I'm saying? Beach volleyball, like those things was awesome. Like he brought down Tampa Bay Bucks, some of the players. We did video on MTV. I mean, it was
Mhm.
mass during that time. And you know, that's some of the memories I enjoyed and I love. And the second year, I was able to, I don't know how because I ended up falling out of that game, but I was MVP.
You follow to the All-Star game?
Yes, I did.
The All-Star game is fun. It's
Say, well,
exciting. It's
I fall,
competitive.
I fall out. I remember me falling out.
You might be the first person ever to do that.
but
Ever.
um, but yeah, I got MVP. Surprisingly, I was surprised. Like, wow, really? you know, I have. I can remember one more time I had an MVP award when we played in complex tournament, and it was crazy because that particular tournament, my mom was like going through her battles and stuff during the time, and she was a 70 Adventist too. And the thing about 70 Adventists, sunset Friday to sunset
Uh-huh.
Saturday can't be touched. Right? So it was crazy because I used to have to like maneuver around that. And
Hmm.
I end up, I mean, Saturday we had a game. It was like right like 5 or 6 o'clock, right when the sun about to go down. But I couldn't even leave the house. My mother won't let me leave the house. And
Make it to that game.
and I cooping the son like, can I
Like,
leave now? Can I
go
leave?
down, please.
And I end up going and stuff, played well to the point where I got an MVP and stuff. And but I felt so bad. Like 'cause my mother was sick. She was really sick.
Mhm.
And I went outside boo-hoo crying. And Bo was like, what were you crying for? Like, man, yeah, I ain't supposed to be here. My mother. But he was like, but you just win MVP. Like this wouldn't have happened if you wasn't here. And it's like, I get it, but I
Yeah,
gotta go
that's
home
a
to
tough
face
one.
that. you
Tough
know,
situation.
yeah. So those are the good memories. Even like summertime, I used to run with the boys and stuff. Me, one of my good friend, Pumpkin, uh, made one of the summer league team guidance. I don't know if you
Mhm.
know guidance. Made their
Yeah,
team
definitely.
and was running with them and stuff. So just those opportunities that was afforded to me. Playing with the guys, playing on top court. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate those moments. I appreciate Basin for allowing us to play on the team and stuff. Play with the guys. So yeah, it's probably more memories, but my mind can, you got to trigger something for it to come back.
Any records, any other awards besides MVPs that you remember
In high school,
in high school?
no, other than, just getting one of those student athlete awards at the end, at the end of my
That,
career and stuff, being recognized for being, a good player. And the thing is, I've never ever thought I was good enough. Never to this
yeah,
day.
like you say, your most harsh critic.
Right. I've never thought I was good enough. People tell me, yeah, I'm like, no, I don't see it. I don't see it. And I feel like I could be a lot better, in certain areas and stuff. So, like I said, I always pride myself on being the best version of me and just trying to get better for me. So, and I mean, I was afforded the opportunity to play in college, and I appreciate that.
Right. Now, moving forward, did you play on the collegiate level for basketball as well?
I did.
Or
I
where did you
did.
play? What school?
I started out at Houston Tilliston. It was Houston Tilliston College in Austin, Texas, but now they use Houston Tilliston University. I had to redshirt my first year because I didn't have. It's another thing. I didn't meet the requirements,
Mhm.
and that's a lot of things so student athletes in high school kind of take for granted. We just want to play, but we don't do everything we need to do to make sure we're academically inclined to actually play on the next level. And
Definitely.
I wish I had known that then, like, yo, your academics is important. Those scholastic bias tests was important.
Right.
Um, so those are the things that kind of like hinder me from playing the first year, which it's not bad redshirting your first
Mhm.
year, because you still have another 4 years to play or whatever. But
Right.
it kind of blindsided me, like, why I can't play? Why? you know? But once they explained to me, yeah, this is a situation, you got to meet these requirements, but you could still practice with the team and,
Yep, that's a big
do
thing.
everything else. You just can't compete. So I was like, okay, cool. And then the next year, I actually played with Houston Tilliston. And I end up transferring after that when I found out Bo was going back to school at Voorhees College. And,
Uh,
things wasn't, going so good at Houston Tillerson, because my first year when I went there, my mom actually passed, and I spent 2 years there, but I was declining basically, like mentally, physically, emotionally. I needed to get out of that environment because I
mhm.
was in Houston Tillerson. I mean, in Austin, Texas. There's a street called Sixth Street, and we were close to UT, University of Texas,
Yes.
and it's party lime every day, all day, every day.
It
you know,
happens.
so that whole environment, it was cool. I met some really good people, but I had to go to get up out of it.
No, that's a very big thing there because at times we see student athletes struggle with that tremendously where you're out of your parents' house now, you're kind of on your own and you kind of make some unwise decisions. What was
Right.
the hardest thing that you had to adjust to when you actually made it to college, your first year, second year of college? What was the biggest adjustment you had to make?
Honestly, I was happy to be away.
That's the problem.
I no, seriously, I was happy to be. I was ready to get up out of my mother house.
Mhm. Everybody is. Everybody
I
is.
was happy. I was like, I can't wait to go, until I actually left. And
Hmm.
the biggest adjustment was the death of my mother.
Right.
That was a big adjusting, through adversity, to all of that. So even my grades was impeccable. Don't
Hmm.
get me wrong. I left Houston Tillerson with a 3.5 GPA.
Uh-huh.
Grades wasn't a problem. It was my emotional, it was, that
Mental state.
mental capacity where I have to deal with all of these, deal with people, deal with this, deal with that. And the fact that I don't have my mother here with me, never really grew up with my father, is like I have to deal with those emotions, and I
Hmm.
had to get up out of there. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely tough. Now, when did you leave Houston Tipton? Did you say your second year there?
Yeah, I spent 2 years there. So in 2000, when I graduated from high school, I spent 2 years there at Houston Tillerson. So in 2002, I transferred from there to Voorhees College, which is located in Denmark, South Carolina, in the boondocks,
Mhm. It
in
sounds
the
like the
middle,
boondocks because I have never heard of that part of South Carolina in my life.
in nowhere. Have you heard of Orangeburg, South Carolina?
Yeah, that's a little bit more popular than Denmark.
Right,
Because when you said Denmark, I was thinking you went out of country to play sports. I was
right.
confused for a second.
Well, it's like 25 minutes away from there and like an hour away from Columbia, South Carolina.
Uh huh.
So it's close, but it's
Still
nothing.
far.
it's, it's a small town with nothing to do.
You sound like you were seeing trees while you're driving for hours
Yeah,
from the main
yeah,
airport.
yeah, you will see a lot of trees. Like I actually flew in, I think at Augusta airport when I first got there. And one of my track teammates or whatever came and got me. So it's back roads and stuff you driving through, and it's like
No
farms and
walnuts.
trees, and I'm like, where is civilization?
They had about 2 corner stores and a McDonald's, and that's it.
Yo, crazy.
No, moving on into college. Did you ultimately graduate from Voorhees College?
I did. I
And
have
what degree?
my
Go
first
ahead.
undergrad is in mathematics. I have like two undergrads.
No, was math your favorite subject in high school?
Yes, it was. I started to get into like trigonometry, pre-calculus. That was like intriguing to me in high school, and it
Right.
kept me going. As even when I went to Houston Tilliston, I end up declaring my major as computer science, but that didn't work out. So when I went to Voorhees, I changed it to math. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go with my comfort zone, and my comfort zone was mathematics. And
Right.
so yeah, me and Bao graduate with a math degree.
The
Um,
same time.
no, he graduated the year before I did.
That's an interesting one to attend school with your old coach.
Right, going to
That's
school to get our book bag every day.
that's a real interesting one there. But that's good to hear that he went back to college and finished his
He
degree
did.
as
I
well too. So
finished. Yeah,
that's really an inspirational story in itself. But that
right.
had to be a interesting time where your colleague, your classmate now was your coach in high school.
My coach is now my classmate.
Right. That's a different aspect of learning and
Yeah,
camaraderie there, definitely.
but and I look at him no different. He still was my
Mhm.
coach. He still was
Right.
my mentor. Bo, you in this class because they're gonna be taking it with you.
Right.
That's how we roll. We doing this together.
Now, what about those other degrees that you talked about? You said you had one in mathematics, and you have another undergraduate.
Yeah, I have a second bachelor's in business administration, and that came later on at Benedict College. And that was during the time I was working there.
Now that's South Carolina, right?
Right. That's in
No.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Big shout out to Benedict College. We have a lot of virgins that have passed through there, but we have even more on campus
Here.
this school
Yeah.
year. So definitely a
Yep.
big shout out to Benedict College who love VI people. Love, love,
Definitely.
love, love.
Yeah.
I just love like the pipeline it has through Benedict College. Like every year you have a couple of kids on campus furthering their education, furthering their athletic career. So
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Benedict College now, just because how they embrace VI people. Honestly,
Yeah, me too. I trying to get out here at Allen, but we will talk about that some other time.
now any other degrees besides those two undergraduates?
Yeah, I have my master's. I have my
Where'd you get your
master's
master's from?
from Strayer University, and
Mhm.
now I working on a doctorate.
And working on a doc. Okay, Dr. Haywood coming soon. That sounds
Well,
good.
I
That
guess
really sounds good.
we'll see how that go
Now, where are you working at to get your doctorate?
at
What
North
school?
Central University.
All right, all right. So we have something to look forward to. We're gonna be keeping up with you just like the rest of our athletes. We keep up with our kind of athletes
Right.
here with
I
live.
hope
Well, so we keep up with you too.
I
Definitely.
might need some tutors, so have them line up too.
Listen, we can make it work. Live wire does everything. We can make it work.
Definitely.
Now, when did you realize that you can have a career in the sports industry without playing the sport anymore?
Well, when you at graduation sitting there thinking about your next move. um I actually didn't in my current role now, it actually took me 15 years to get here,
Wow.
but I was close to it, you know what I'm saying? Like um I started out working at Benedict College as a like a student account counselor, and I did that for a year, and then I was offered a job to come over to the financial aid office. So I did that, and I was there for like 10 years working
Mhm.
as a financial aid professional. So while during my 10 years as a financial aid professional, I realized that I want to be working in athletics.
Right.
So as a financial aid professional, what we did was I was the liaison between the financial aid office and the athletic department at Benedict College. So I have some experience, with athletics
Mhm.
through financial aid, which is like one of the most important aspect of intercollegiate sport.
I could
So
imagine.
in the financial aid piece of it,
Mhm.
by law 15, they call it. You know that you well in the game,
Uh-huh.
basically. Because a lot of compliance officers really don't like to touch it. They try to let the financial aid people handle that.
Somebody
So
got to do the dirty work.
right. So I was, getting her like hands-on experience. And I always, go to the compliance at the time, like, hey, I want to get my hands wet with this, wet. And she always, accept me with open arms and let me do. And then I used to travel with them to go on different conferences and stuff. So I know from then, when I was at Benedict, that I want to transition to compliance in athletics, intercollegiate compliance. But it took me until I got to Allen University, because when I left Benedict, I actually left Benedict to be the director of financial aid at Allen University, and I only did that for a brief stint. Um, because when I got here, it was like they really didn't tell me all of the issues that I
I
had
see.
to deal with before I got here. Like when I
Yeah.
got here, I mean, I dived into like two previous audit year that had to be fixed like right away. They were going through a program review at the time, and the day I came in, I only had 1 month to submit stuff to the federal government.
Wow.
And during that month, that thing stressed me out.
You work for your paycheck.
Stressed me out. I mean, stressed me out. And when I was able to hire somebody like a month later, I went to my supervisor and I told her, I was like, look, I have to step back because it was messing with my health and all the other stuff. And I told her that the person that I hire, I want to promote them to the director of financial aid. And then I would take over their position as senior financial aid counselor. And she looked at me like, you sure?
Listen, we don't hear it happen that way often. So
Like, I was like, if you want me to be successful and do my job, this need to happen for me. And then I know what I wanted to do anyway. I know what I needed to be. And I don't think I would have been able to transition being the director of financial aid.
right.
So it's like God was leading me, and I always give honor and glory to God. I think God was leading me in that moment, even though, yeah, I would have take a pay cut. Okay, fine. But my mental health is more important than any dollars you
Mhm.
can give me.
Yep,
And
definitely.
yeah, so she was like, well, I applaud your, you coming to me, because most people wouldn't do that. I'm like, well, I
Mhm.
ain't most people. I'm Deslyn. You know what I'm saying?
Different.
So she was like, okay. So we end up making the transition like in January, and even the young lady that I promoted, she was like, why you doing this? You show. I'm like, you need to be the director.
Right.
You'll thank me later. So that's what happened. So I worked in the financial aid office for 4 years, and then last year, when we started the transition from NAIA to NCAA,
Hmm.
there was some hiccups along the way. We had a director of compliance at the time and an AD, but
Right.
something happened where the director of compliance left and the AD being released. And at that moment, I guess the president needed somebody like
Right
immediately.
now.
So I was called to a cabinet meeting with all the VPs and all the other stuff. And he was like, "You're gonna be the director of compliance, like
So he didn't
effectively
ask you.
immediately." Huh?
Actually, he told you. He didn't ask you.
He tell me, okay, this is what you're gonna do, and then gonna ask me what I think afterwards. Like, you should have asked me what I think after before.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
He
But
was
then I
telling you
was,
was asking.
yeah, but then when he asked me, I was like, to be honest, I said, you need somebody with more professional experience than I do to help you with this transition. And he
Mhm.
was like, well, Miss Haywood, I wholeheartedly agree with you, but where am I going to find a director of compliance today? So I'm looking at him like, well, I guess I'm it.
That's an interesting way to get in. Listen, dive straight into the pool, right? You didn't put your feet in. You just they throw
Look,
you in that pool.
I mean, when I told you I was stored in, and this happened in March. So from March to June, we only had till June to submit all of our paperwork for that
But yeah,
for
wow.
that. Yeah. So I couldn't learn. I just had to do. I just had to do, you know what I'm saying, get stuff done at the time. So
Learn as you go.
that, yeah. And the thing is, like, it's crazy because I always prayed, about, moving, transitioning to athletics. It didn't even matter what it was, whether it's compliance, business office, because I feel like I could do pretty much anything if I put my mind to it. I have the resources. There's resources out there. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what I need to do. Tell me where I need to look to get the job done, and I will do it.
You
That's
can.
just me. Yeah, just make it happen. So it didn't matter. Other than coaching, I won't go and coach nobody.
Why no coaching?
Coaching is like teaching, and teaching wasn't an option for me that I ever wanted to go into. Like, I have done everything with basketball. I have
Mhm.
played the game, I've stacked the game, I have refereed the game, but I ain't trying to do no coaching.
So we could do anything in sports but coaching.
I don't want. I could probably do it, but I don't want to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't want to. So yeah, so I was able to transition last year, March. And like I said, it was something that I always aspired to do. And I know I was going to do it eventually. It just that it came sooner than I thought, because last year I was setting myself self up for 3 years. Like, the next 3 years, this is what I would do. I even last year, before I knew this was going to happen, I was setting up my network. I was, reaching out to people like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Can I, chat with you? Like, can I, run something across, just kind of building that network just so I have it. So when I do transition,
Mm.
I have it, but the transition happened before I could actually build a network. So, but now that I in it, there's a plethora of people, a lot of people who's going to be willing to help and all the other stuff. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity and where I'm heading, where I'm going.
So what is your for our viewing audience? What is your official title of your job
I'm the director of compliance and senior women administrator
at Allen University?
at Allen University,
And where is that located?
right across the street from Benedict. I
Listen, you leave St. Croix, and that was your home. Now Benedict became your home, and now you're across the street from your home.
When I tell you, literally, I press the button, let a light change, and I walk across, and I have Benedict.
Wow, wow, not too far from home.
Not at all.
That's a really
Not
interesting
at
one.
all.
I
Like,
had no idea. That's very
yeah,
interesting.
we right across a street separating us.
Now, is there any rivalry between the two schools at all?
They had in the past, when both schools were NAIA.
Ah, ah.
They used to play in the EIAC
Mhm.
conference. But then when Benedict moved up, the rivalry kind of died down. But now that we're transitioning to Division 2, we're going to be playing in the same conference with Benedict.
Ah,
So that
Rivalry.
rivalry is going to start back up, and then both of us have football, and so it's going to be lit.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Across the street.
What a lot of people don't know is Allen has the most wins over Benedict in football.
Okay.
Yeah, like back in the 60s and stuff. Oh, Allen used to run football. Like,
Listen, I've seen rivalries of people being down the street from each other, but not right next door.
right next door.
Not one street light away. That is crazy. We hear
Right
about the Duke and the North Carolinas who are a couple miles away, but this is across the street.
across the street.
This is crazy. 25 feet maybe. This is crazy.
That probably less than that.
No, what is your day-to-day responsibilities as the director of compliance?
Well, I handle all the compliance paperwork. I have to determine eligibility for student athletes. I have to monitor coaches, monitor the program, making sure we're in compliance and stuff. I deal with student athletes well-being because I have the senior women administrator role. That's like the highest ranking female in athletics is the senior women administrator, if you didn't know that. But
Hey, educate me. I like it.
yeah, so I
Very
do have
interesting.
to I do have to deal with any issues dealing with any student athlete, and not just women's, just any student athlete. So and it's a lot. I could solve as counselor, advisor, recruiter, fixer. My role is like it's never ending.
Everything. Whatever they need,
You
it is.
name it, I'm your girl. I'm your woman. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a lot of pieces going on that I have to make sure everything is running smoothly and on a day-to-day basis.
So this means like your day-to-day schedule is not the same every day. You have different things to do on any given day.
Look, Shaq, I could come in to my office with a mindset like, yo, I'm gonna do this, and when I come in, this gonna have to wait.
Yeah, something else is on the table now.
Right. It's like nonstop. I try to prioritize, and you have to, in this, business and this role, you have to prioritize, but sometimes things take precedence over what you think you're about to do. Um, but and you have to be on top of everything,
Mhm.
because if you crash and burn or things don't work out with you, everything else gonna crash.
Right.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah.
Now you've been in this role for how long as the director of
Compliance.
compliance?
1 year.
1 year. All right. So you came at an interesting time too, like
One
during
year.
the pandemic.
Right.
How did that affect you coming into this new role?
It didn't affect me much. I had to move my offices. I had to move from one office to another, but it didn't really affect me. I end up getting different computer. I end up getting this Mac computer. While the financial aid people stay working on some other stuff.
Right.
But they're gonna get a Mac soon.
Not,
Yeah.
not too bad of a reward there to get a new Mac.
Right.
So
Right. I guess
it's
maybe
working out
a
for you.
little bit.
You talked about ineligibility for student athletes. What are some of the basic things that can cause a student athlete to be ineligible? This is a very big thing for a student athlete because sometimes we don't know, and then it slaps us in the face when we reach to the collegiate level, we reach to the clearinghouse, and we realize we're not eligible to be a NCAA athlete or a athlete at the next level. Period.
Right. Well, academics is one of the biggest thing. Um, Making sure you stay on top of academics. There's certain requirements that you have to meet per semester or per quarter in order to maintain eligibility. So you got to make sure you're staying on top of that and maintaining those minimum requirements at least. Know that they have the NIL kind of change things, because before the NIL, people couldn't get paid for their name, image, and likeness. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's in place. Hey, write me a check. I'm there. So that's not really affecting eligibility much, but it was because of your
Yeah, that was
amateurism
one of the
status.
biggest things.
Yeah. So now it's like the main thing is like, but you still have to be mindful of making sure that you're not, accepting money from anybody, as long as it's your parents or whatever it is, you know. Like I said, academic is like the biggest thing, prior to going into college or whatever. You want to make sure that you're registering for the eligibility center and providing, those documents that you're going to need so that they can render a decision on your eligibility and stuff. And all of that starts in high school. And this is why it's important for like high school counselors or even coaches to kind of help student athletes transition through that process, because they're not going to know, what
Yeah,
I'm saying, what to do. So it's important for high school counselors and coaches to start, instilling those things into, their process, like starting with 10th grade. If they playing for you, this is conversations that you need to have to start talking about. And they could start registering for the eligibility center as early as they 10th grade year or even 9th grade year. Uh, so that's important, because it's when kids get here and they ain't do nothing, it takes a long time to get them processed, you know, and find out their eligibility. And then they looking at you like you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. But no, in reality is you didn't do what you're supposed to do. And we at the mercy of NCAA. We just have to wait till they process stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's really important. And yeah, like, and going back to the academic piece, like just making sure you stay academically eligible so that it's not a problem to maintain your eligibility each year.
that's a lot because, like we said, the smallest things can sometimes make you ineligible.
Right.
Things that we don't know. So it's key that we have these high school counselors and coaches that are really working with our student athletes, because we don't want to somewhat fail them. We're
Right.
supposed to be there to assist them during the journey. It's not just on the court. We have to be able to help them off the court, off the field. So we
Right.
have to be that family person for them.
Exactly.
I feel like sometimes we don't experience that, and that causes a a, a gap between our student athletes and our schools, or our student athletes and our coaches, because we don't try to take care of the child holistically. It's just about them playing the sport. And that's really, really tough to see when they fall through the cracks because we as adults weren't doing the job that we were supposed to do or doing right by these children.
Right. And see, it's enough of us now that work in athletics where if we need to come down, you buy me a plane ticket, I come, and
This wow.
and we could have these, workshop and these talks, with them to prepare them, because I know enough about, getting into college. Like I've worked in enrollment management, so I know from the beginning to the end what you need to do to help them, navigate through, that collegiate, what I'm saying, process. So if anytime y'all want to set this up, what I'm saying, let me know. I will come,
Well, definitely. Live Wire Sports will be in contact for sure because, like we said, we all about helping the children, and
Right. And see,
we have the people. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, that's the contribution that I want to make. I want to give back. I might not have it in the monetary, what I'm
Mhm.
saying, money to be like, hey, do this, do that. But I have knowledge. I know enough about things that I could come and kind of spit it to our youth to say, hey, this is what you need to do. This is where you need to, go. This is some of the scholarship you could tap into that they don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm there if you need me.
I love that because, like we said, we have the people in the positions. We just we have to be proactive. A lot of things that we want in the version, we expect people to just come and give it. But like you said, if we tell you to come, We buy you a plane ticket as an athletic department, as a athletic team. It's very simple to get our or coaches that are abroad to come back if we just
Right.
reach out. We
Right.
don't reach out. We want
Yeah.
the people who are away to just automatically come back. If you reach out and
Exactly.
ask, 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you yes. And if they tell you no, they'll tell you find another date. So
Yeah.
10 times
And
out of
it's
10 you'll come in.
yeah, it's about planning too, you know what I'm saying? Because we all have our lives, we have children, we have our family, and we have to make our contribution to, our jobs and stuff. But if we plan accordingly, trust me, I will have no problem coming back to do
Exactly.
that. I have none. And you know what? To be honest, it will be encouraged, you know what I'm saying, by my peers to go and say, hey, yes, go ahead and put it out there, you know, get some, recruits while you at it. Get
Right.
some application. Yeah, it would be highly encouraged. I'm telling you.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take our commercial break here. We having a great time here in between the lines. Desmond, you're a great, great, great guest. But we gotta take a break. We gotta hear from some of our local sponsors, get their names out there because this is a partnership we have with Live Wire Sports. So don't you guys go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of Between the Lines after these commercials. Or maybe we won't be taking commercial breaks. Listen, technical difficulties, things happen. We're gonna go ahead and continue here until we are ready for those commercials. But getting back into your job and what you do on a daily basis. Do you get to go to the athletic events often?
Yes, I actually just came back from Birmingham. What you talking about? Like just us playing or just
Yes, your
anything?
team's playing. Yes,
Huh?
your team's playing. Your school playing. The university.
Oh yeah, like one of the jobs that I have is game day operations.
Uh huh.
So like with football, that's a whole operation in itself. So it's almost like all hands on deck. Well, no, all hands are on deck. So yes, part of my role is to be part of that game day operation and kind of facilitating stuff,
Right.
basketball, same thing with basketball. I do, as part of my role, I am the sports administrator for like 5 sports.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer, women's volleyball, men and women's track, and men and women's cross country. So I have to like I'm like the first, point of contact, when it comes to those sports or whatever. But I still have to, I'm in all sports, all it's like all sports are still my responsibility, making sure things are flowing, even with game day stuff, you know what I'm saying? I still have to be on site and stuff to make sure that, we're doing the necessary things to make sure game day flow. So yes, I'm there, if I can't, then we all communicate with each other and say, hey, let's find somebody else in place. But yes, I'm there. I've done been to the softball games. I've traveled with the soccer team. I've been to the basketball games, and so basketball is gonna be forever my main sport. So yes, I'm gonna be there at the basketball games, and I haven't been to track yet because they travel all over the place. But if they have like last year when they had like the local when they have local track meets and stuff, I've attended their track meets and stuff. But yeah, I'm there. And like I said, just last week, I just came back from Birmingham. They had the national Division 2 women's basketball Elite Eight tournament, and I was able to kind of assist with that. I was working with an NCAA contractor, and I was afforded the opportunity to help out with that. We were able to go to Boys and Girls Club to donate balls and stuff. We were able to. They had the presentation of the big flag, so I was a part of that presentation, which is an honor to present, the flag and stuff, United States flag. So But so yeah, and now I'm probably going to be going to more things now that I'm in the profession, just to get experience and stuff with like championships and all that other stuff.
Right. Now we're gonna go ahead and finally take our commercial break here. We got it ready. We're locked and loaded now. Don't you guys go anywhere more between the lines. We'll be back after this commercial break.
I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa. Effort on bills for pondering, whoa. Effort on bills for pondering. I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa. Effort on bills for pondering, whoa, whoa. Effort on bills for pondering.
We are back. We're more between the lines here, presented to you by Live Wire Sports. We are still on with our guest, Miss Deslyn Haywood. Des, you still here with us?
Still here.
All right, good. Got to make sure you escape. Make sure you have to do no extra work after hours. We know you're a hard-working person. You always got something to do, so I have to make sure that you didn't escape from here. All
But
right.
before you go into your next question, I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
I got apparel coming.
A what?
Apparels.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely. Oh, did you see the commercial?
I
We
did.
do have Live Wire apparel that is coming soon. Orders can be put in as of right now, actually. So we'll get that back up on the screen a little bit later. Head over to the Live Wire Sports page. Our Live Wire shop is up and ready. You can order right now. So we do have a lot of stuff on there, a lot of interesting stuff. Get some Live Wire gear. Definitely.
I see that. I definitely gonna give me something. Trust and believe that.
But actually, the link is at bottom right here. Live Wire Sports VI/shop. Get some stuff. Get some Live Wire gear. Advertise. Show your support for Live Wire Sports. with the live wire gear that we do have out right now. So we're definitely gonna make sure that we send a link to you to make sure you could get anything that you like. We know our athletic directors and directors of compliance need some cool gear to wear. So we have it
Definitely.
all available on live wire shop for sure.
And I all about uh representing the VI, no matter how, when, or how.
Definitely love it, love it, love it. Now getting into our question here, did you get a chance or any opportunity to try out or participate with the national team?
The Yes, the VI national team.
Yes.
Yes, I played for the VI national team from 2000 to 2004. Um, and I played for the junior national team 1 year. We went to the Bahamas, I think in like 2001, and that. We won the gold in that junior national team, and one of our very own Annery Lynn Libot. She was an MVP at that tournament. So yeah, and then I played for the senior women's national team for a couple of years, and we hosted I think it was Central Basket Games in St. Thomas in like 2002, and we end up getting silver that year. And I think the guys won, the men's won that year. And I had opportunities to travel to like Dominican Republic, Mexico, Santo Domingo, you know, all over basically.
Now, what
So
was your favorite place to travel?
favorite, I would say Barbados.
Why Barbados?
Barbados was lit. But Barbados was lit. Barbados got a lot of jokes.
Was it
Some
the
things
trip
I
or just
can't
the
say on
island?
here.
This is team secrets, so we're gonna leave you alone with that one.
Yeah, Barbados was one of I think for me was one of the funniest trip. Puerto Rico was good too. But we went there for like they call it university games or whatever. But Barbados was the one of the most memorable stuff. Yeah, Barbados. I just can't.
No,
I can't repeat too much that went down.
we're
Go
actual
kill me.
teammates. We know who played with you. We're actual teammates. Now,
Yeah.
what was it like the first time you were able to wear the Virgin Islands colors and compete for your
Oh,
country and in national stage?
oh my God, it's an honor to be honest. I think when I first started, I really didn't get much time. I didn't care.
Mhm.
I was honored to be selected to represent my country. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we known as when we go to these tournaments and stuff. We're known as a country or a nation. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? Like those are the type of terms they're using. And just to represent the Virgin Islands, it's an honor and a privilege and just humbling experience to hear your national anthem play. You know what I'm saying? It's just it was great. It was great playing for the national team.
right.
Yeah.
All right, so we want to let you know and give you a round of applause. Tell you congratulations. You made it through our interview portion of the show. Did an excellent job. We talked about a lot here, got a lot of information out to our young viewers and those who are up in age as well. We want to get into our fun part of our show here, our interactive game. You look like you're ready. You look like you're ready, or you might not be ready.
I don't
But
know.
here's
I
my
don't
favorite
know
part.
what ask me.
I gotta let you know the disclaimers out there. I could kick people off my show if I want to at this point. We
Okay.
get all the stuff that we need from you already. At this point, I'm judging you
Okay.
very harshly. So we're
Okay.
gonna play a game called a few of my favorite things. We're gonna ask you what's your favorite. You're gonna tell me based on the subject what is your favorite in that category. Can we start up pretty easy, pretty simple? Ain't gonna be too hard on you, but coming down to the end, it's some pressure. Okay, pressure.
Okay.
All right, your favorite color.
It's it's blue, but it's a variation of blue. It's more like turquoise um blue. But the thing is, it's my favorite color, but I don't wear it.
I
Like
listen. I have that same problem. I
yeah,
love red, but just red just don't look good in everything.
Right. I don't wear it, but like I will, my bedroom set and all the other stuff. But for me, like like wearing clothes and stuff, my favorite color to wear is like olive green or
Ah,
brown.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Now, was turquoise always your favorite color, or was it something
It
before?
it started out as blue, like just
Mhm.
blue,
Regular blue.
and then uh, as years passed, it kind of elevated to like that turquoise. It went
Uh-huh.
from teal to turquoise. Yeah.
Your favorite athlete?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would have to say Maya Moore.
Oh, okay, definitely a very good choice. Great
Right.
basketball player and an activist. Very
Right.
good choice there.
Right.
One of the greatest college basketball players ever. I really feel like
Me too. I
definitely.
I and it's like right when she started, she went to UConn, like that's when I started like really following UConn. Like to this day, I follow UConn because I think UConn is a standard for women's
I agree.
basketball. It's only now that people like really elevating, but UConn has always been the standard to me. And Maya
Definitely.
Moore was part of that because I knew of Diana Taurasi and Sue Bard and stuff, but I was in school during that time, so it was like they were new for me until Maya Moore came into the scene.
Okay, okay. Definitely take that Maya Moore favorite athlete. Favorite musical artist?
I really don't. Okay, so I listen to gospel a lot. That's
Mhm.
that's my thing, gospel. So I will have to say Shekinah Glory is probably one of my favorite musical groups.
Uh-huh.
You know, But if I want to, s- like one person, I have to go with my girl Kenya Eugene. Like,
Ah,
like
okay,
I
okay.
love Kenya.
That's a
I
good choice.
I cannot grow up together, so I have to go with my girl Kenya. Man, I will listen to anything Kenya pull, anything.
I like that. That's an actual a very very good choice. Your favorite hobby besides sports?
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing. That might actually be a hobby. Honestly, anything could be a hobby, and that might be it. Because when you work so hard and you have so much things going on, that moment when you get to just do nothing, just sit
Right.
and relax, is
That's
great.
my
So
favorite thing to do is to do absolutely nothing.
I can take that.
I would be at home, watching TV, but it could be a different things. I could be reading the Bible, doing, I guess I say doing nothing because it's I could just be I like to be home, like
Like
doing nothing.
I can take it, no, but give me something else, something that's a thing.
I like spending time with my son.
Uh huh. Okay, I like that. That's work. That's an always winner. You
Right,
can't lose with that answer.
right.
Is he watching?
No, my son 12.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
he
think
ain't watching that.
he have a Facebook, but I don't think he tuning in. I gonna have to ask he.
Well, good thing we are also on YouTube as well, so you
Oh
can go
yeah,
back and watch it.
he be on YouTube all the time. Matter of
There
fact, he
we
have
go.
his own YouTube channel where he make videos. Well, it's my channel that he turned into his channel that he make videos and stuff. So he might
These
come
kids are
across it.
creative. These kids are creative in this generation. I must admit.
He is. His mind always going. He always thinking about the next video. Because my son is autistic. He was diagnosed with autism.
Mhm.
So he loved to draw. He loved to make videos. He loved to draw different characters and make videos about them and stuff. So
Mhm.
that'll keep him going, man.
All right, so he might be on YouTube, or he might come across it a little bit later in the night.
My son tell me one day, Mom, I want to be rich. I was like, why do you say that? He was like, I need to make videos. It's like,
Hey,
okay.
listen, if you're making videos, he on the right track to being rich. Trust me, you're gonna get there.
Right.
Now, I think I know the answer to this question here, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. Favorite sports team?
You can.
Yeah, I figured it would be that. I figured.
Yeah, you can.
Favorite academic subject?
Mathematics.
Math. I used to like math, no? And then when you reach the college, math gets really complicated.
It did. It did, but it's challenging, and that's what I like about it. It keep me on my toes, keep me thinking about it, I don't like to memorize things.
Right.
Right.
Now, favorite school back in the Virgin Islands that you did not attend. Which school would you want to have attended? Maybe they had a nice uniform.
Maybe
Maybe it
complex.
was complex.
Yeah, maybe complex
That
because
is the worst answer ever.
no, but what else would it be? Complex had just been built. They had all these things, this auditorium, they had a lot of things in place.
Mm,
I could
no,
I can't think of nothing else.
you
But
just picked
complex.
the rival. You are no longer a honorary. You're not a Carib anymore. You have to take that away from you. You just said you
No,
would have liked to go to complex.
yeah. Like it wasn't a private school. I don't think I'll probably go to a
I would have picked a different elementary, not high school.
okay, so you say elementary? No, I don't really know.
You picked the rival, Des. Like that's the worst thing you could do.
And it wasn't like I ain't pick it because of that. It's just some of the things that they offered at
Right.
complex that I mean Allen that central that central didn't have. Like those are
Uh-huh.
the things, what I'm saying, that was intriguing to me, not because of the rival. Now if we talk about rival, like I won't pick any school, I will stay at central, what I'm saying. But you asked me a question.
You know, they're still taking your carry pride away from you. They
No, I
gotta take
ain't taking nothing.
your favorite local food.
um, I like stuffing and so rice and beans and the baked chicken, rice and beans, baked chicken stuffing. Yeah, sometimes I get fish.
What about local drinks? Favorite local drink?
um, maybe mango, passion fruit.
That's two great choices. As long as you didn't say Cyril or Mabi, we good.
So I would drink a little peanut punch and
Mm,
sea moss, but no sorrel.
right. See, I liked you from the beginning. I'm telling you.
No sorrel, no. No, that ain't my thing.
Your
No.
favorite sports movie?
Hmm. Love and basketball.
That's one that I hear very often. We need an updated one. Love and Basketball was what, 2000?
Okay, it's a classic. Shoot.
Listen,
Updated.
the word is now the new generation says, or the millennium say that Love and Basketball really weren't that good. That's what they say.
I don't know what they were looking at, but it was.
Your favorite sports moment that you were not involved in. So something maybe you saw on TV, maybe you saw in person. Your favorite sports moment that you were not involved in.
So, a couple of years ago, when Villanova won, um, the the coach I used to coach at Benedict before my significant other took over, Coach Jenkins. Her son played for Villanova, Chris Jenkins, and Chris Jenkins was the one that made the shot at the buzzer when Villanova won. I don't know if you remember that moment.
I definitely do.
He was the one. He inbound the ball, and he was a trailer. And Chris like, hey,
That's amazing actually. Like really is.
that like she used to work at Benedict, and when her son started playing for the Villanova, she started following her son and stuff. So that moment in time was amazing because I know Chris because
Right.
Chris grew up around me, and
Mhm.
for him to hit that shot, like I just knew Chris about to get his ball back and he about to hit this shot. Like that was amazing.
When you anticipate it and it still happens, like that just makes the moment even
Right.
greater.
We know he gonna get a shot out because he's a trailer and nobody guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. The question is this ball going in the rim?
Uh-huh.
And that thing went in, boy.
History.
It was amazing.
One of the greatest finishes of all time in sports, honestly.
Right,
Not college basketball,
right,
in sports, period.
right.
Definitely. It's up there.
Yeah.
Definitely up there. And my last question, the absolute deal breaker here. Your favorite tart.
My favorite tart,
Uh-huh. Favorite tart.
I would have to go with coconut.
Oh boy. That's not the right answer. There's
Well,
only one right answer here.
let me tell you something. I ain't a fan of cooked fruit, period.
Uh-huh.
But if I have to eat a tart, it will be coconut. Because
No pineapple.
I don't like cooked fruits. I
Okay,
don't like
okay.
cooked fruits.
All
So
right. Coconut though? I would have rather you say none, honestly.
I I would eat coconut tart. I just don't I don't eat the other ones.
Mm, that ain't the greatest choice ever.
It ain't a favorite. It ain't something like, oh, I got to
But you
have.
have to have it.
But if I had to pick
Coconut?
one and I know I would eat it, it will be coconut.
You know what? I can just leave. I can pretend like you just said none because coconut tart don't exist. It
Okay.
doesn't.
Well, no tart exists then if
That,
that's the case.
oh no, we can't.
I don't I don't eat cooked fruits like that. I don't really that's not my thing.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Mm.
All right. So coming down to the end of the show here, we want to make sure that you can give a shout out to anybody who supported you coming up, any organizations you're a part of, anybody who might be watching. Go ahead and give them a shout out here. Tell them thanks for watching or thanks for all they did um, throughout your journey in life.
Well, first I would like to give a shout out to Livewire for having me on the show. You know, I appreciate y'all inviting me. You know, what y'all doing is really good. You know, it's inspiring. It's helping the youths with whatever they need. It's helping us, you know, get our name out there and all that other stuff. So what y'all doing is very good, and I appreciate y'all highlighting, you know, the youths of today, tomorrow, yesterday, you know, and so forth. So, you know, you and Lorena, y'all doing a very good job of doing that. Um, I just want to give thanks and glory to God. You know, I probably should have started off with that first. You know, can't should have started with that, but yes, you know, He's the head of my life, and without Him, I can't do nothing. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Him. Um, like to give a shout out to my family who's been there for me, my uncle, my sister, my grandmother, um, my son. You know, he is like the love of my life. You know what I'm saying? He keeps me going. His dad, you know what I'm saying, he's a part of my life too, and I appreciate them for being there. Bo, I have to give a shout out to Bo because he's been the most influential person in my life and still is. Kind of paved the way for me, to be where I'm at. Still giving me advice to this day. Um, the people I work with, what I'm saying, the opportunities that have been afforded to me from different people. It's so many people that has been influential and in my corner, so much, too much to mention. And I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank the viewers for tuning in tonight to hear my story, and you can always hit me up on Facebook if you need to hit me up. There's Langalo Haywood. Uh, and just grateful for the opportunity, humble, appreciate everything that everybody has done for me, just kind of make me a stronger person. Everything that I went through, going through, still going through, just make me who I am today. And I'm very humble and appreciative of it.
Definitely. Well, we definitely want to thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. Your story was great. I know a great guest. Very entertaining. This is one that you definitely got to watch back over and over because we had a lot of good moments here on the show. But we definitely want to thank you for coming on, being a part of the show, and let you know that we appreciate you from Live Wire Sports and from the Fortunals altogether. You are a well-known name here, and you deserved every word in your honorable moment that we posted on our Facebook page.
I appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna close Live Wire fans by telling you guys that we do have our shop open and ready to go. You can see it right here down at the bottom. It says Shop Live Wire Sports, livewiresportsvi.com/shop. We do have all the latest gear right there. You can find it there as well. Also, want to let you guys know we're into season 3 now. We have another guest coming up, but we are off next week. But we'll have one coming up in the next 2 weeks, getting into April to keep up with our Between the Lines season 3. I want to let you guys know to have a good night and drive safely wherever you may be, or be safe at home wherever you are. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Between the Lines.
I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa, effort, I'm built for born ready. Whoa, whoa, effort, I'm built for born ready.